Hey guys, it's day 1, week 5. Diet's going just fine. Something kind of really serious I want to talk about. Hopefully I can address it all. I've been bringing it up a few times. I don't really know how to talk about it, but something I feel like I need to bring up because it's been really bothering me every single build week. And it's a huge elephant in the room for me that I just need to address, and it's pretty serious stuff, so, if you don't want to hear about it, then, if you don't want to hear some serious stuff, then I guess just watch one of my other videos where I'm just gonna act like an idiot, I guess. So, something that I've been dealing with pretty heavily during the build weeks is my depression. I think I've mentioned it a few times now. I want to address this. I don't have just I don't have like standard like depression where you like get it, you feel sad or whatever for a time and then it goes away. I have major depressive disorder as well as a few other things, but for today we're going to be addressing that one, major depressive disorder. So if you don't know about it, I think it has a few other names. I think like clinical depression and that sort of stuff. And this is basically how it sort of works. The way this one man put it one time is major depressive disorder is basically people with major depressive disorder are the sort of people that just get no happiness from looking at a sunset or whatever. I don't feel joy in life, basically, and it sucks. And I've had it for a long time. I believe I was born with it, or perhaps I got it sometime during childhood, but I'm pretty sure I was born with it, and it just progressed over time. Anyway, though, so I want the reason that's been I wanted to address. I mentioned before I started this whole thing that I let myself go quite a bit. Like I hadn't worked out in about 5 or 6 months. And some of you may be wondering, well, if I was working out before, like what caused me to stop or whatever. And it's a story that I've been avoiding talking about this entire time because I don't want to talk about it. And I know I don't want to talk about it, but I need to talk about it to get it off my chest, I think. So basically, I'm not going to name names, and I'm going to try to stay as vague as I possibly can in this because I don't want to, I don't want to out anybody in all this. But basically, it goes a little something like this. So, I've never been overly popular with women or anything like that. Never have been. Never had a girlfriend or anything like that. But every attempt I've had has been a fail. But that's not what I'm talking about necessarily today. There was this. I just so you know where I'm coming from in this. So anyway, there was this one girl that I knew in high school. I graduated not too long ago, several months back. That's where this story is coming from. So, I don't know how best to describe her, but she meant a lot to me as a person. She was my friend for about a year or so. I think the thing that I really just liked about her the most was just that, she was kind to me, and that meant a lot to me, and, I really don't know how to talk about this. I don't want to go into a lot of details, but she meant a lot to me, more than anyone, probably has ever meant to me before. And I wanted to try to impress her, I guess. I don't know how best to describe it. Basically, what I did was I've always been working out ever since I was probably about 7 or so. I've been working out my whole life, really. And basically I decided, okay, well, I'm going to try to get in the best shape that I've ever been, because I've always been very strong, but I've never had I've never been super toned, but I've always been in good shape, really good shape, but I've never been really toned or anything, and I wanted to get really toned and really strong looking, and everything like that. 1 second. So as I was saying, I wanted to get really toned and built and everything for her, and I was doing really good, and I spent a lot of time in the gym. I felt extremely motivated, just sort of, like, keeping her in the back of my mind is, like, the reason for why I was working out. I never really needed much of a reason to work out before, but this, like, just like, thinking about her, it really motivated me. It really pushed me to be possibly the best shape that I ever was in. Of course, the reason that I told you that beginning bit about me never being very good with women, things she didn't like me back at all. It seemed something like that. Again, keeping pretty vague, not going into a whole lot of details, but I mean, to be fair, she stayed very kind with me even at that point. She was still very kind to me, the way she let me down and everything like that. I'm not saying she was cruel or anything. She certainly wasn't. She never was. And but that didn't matter too much. I mean, it does matter a lot, but at the same time, when you put as much work as I did into yourself, for something like this, to all of the sudden, for all of your efforts to all of the sudden just mean nothing, to spend a year just putting everything that you had into your body, to everything for this one person, and then for it all to just mean nothing in the end. It's not easy for anyone, and it's certainly not something that it's not something that I could deal with very easily with my disorder, my major depressive disorder. I'm not a happy person in general. I've never been very happy about anything ever. Because of my disorder, I don't feel happy about things, not normally. It's not something that I experience much. So it was really devastating for me, and ever since that moment, a little bit after that moment, I carved a pretty nasty scar into my arm as a reminder. I wasn't in my right mind at the time, so I carved a pretty nasty scar into my arm, and after which I just couldn't really work out anymore. I just didn't have the motivation anymore. Like I said, I never really needed a reason before to work out. I just did. But after doing all that, putting so much of yourself into all of that, and then just for that to happen, after all of your efforts, for that to just be what happens in the end of it all, it's just like I couldn't work out. I couldn't bring myself to work out. It wasn't so much, the lack of motivation that was stopping me. It was more than that. It was like there was a constant demotivator there that, there was in the back of my mind constantly, like what's even the point? What's even the point of doing it? And I've been dealing with that during the build weeks, and I haven't been talking about it because it's not something that I really wanted to bring up. But I feel like you deserve to know, and I needed to get it off my chest. But it has been constantly in the back of my mind, and I can't. There's not a lot I can do about it, There really isn't. It's just something that I have to keep fighting. It's something that I have to fight with myself, and have to fight through to keep exercising and get stronger. And obviously, I've been doing really well. I have lost, quite a bit of weight. I've lost a lot of weight, really, and I've been getting I feel like I've been getting maybe a little bit more noticeably toned, or, well, just a little bit. I haven't been doing, like I said, I haven't been doing great with the build weeks, but I have still been working out, hard as it may be on me, and I have been trying, but it's just been going not great, I suppose, and it's just something I wanted to talk about because it needed to be addressed. Working through that sort of thing, I want to be able to tell you guys when this sort of thing happens to you, what do you do, like, what's the best way to deal with losing your motivation, or having a demotivator being placed upon you. But I'm going to be honest, I don't have the answer for you, because I don't have the answer for myself, really. As best as I can tell you, it's just a matter of keep on fighting and not giving up, regardless of how you feel. That's the only way that I've managed to not just get through this, but a lot of other moments in my life. I used to be rather suicidal. Not too many years ago, I was rather suicidal, I'd say. Obviously, none of those attempts really came out to anything. But I don't feel like I'm that way anymore. But I don't know if it's because I've gotten better about myself, about my disorder, about understanding how to deal with it, or if it's because I've just lost interest in everything. Like, I don't know if it's just because I still don't feel any. I still don't really feel any. I don't know how best to describe it. I still don't feel like being alive, but I also don't feel like dying. I don't have the desire for either thing. And I feel as though that might be more of a reason rather than me bettering understanding my disorder. And it's something that I just have to live with, It's not something that can go away. It's not something that can be dealt with easily. It's not something that can just be, easily medicated. And even if it could be medicated, I wouldn't take the medicine anyway. Because I don't have a problem with people taking medication, but I won't do it. I refuse to take medication for stuff. I can't stand the idea of just drugging away my problems, and I'm not going to, no matter what. I know some people, they bring up a mental illness is just the same as any illness, and you should take medicine for your illnesses, but to be fair, I don't take medication for any of my illnesses. When I get sick, and you guys see me get sick, I don't take medication, really. Sometimes I'll take, natural remedies. And I'll do the same thing. I'll take natural remedies for my disorders, I'll take, natural remedies, mostly for the major depressive disorder stuff, mostly for that. Stuff to try to keep me cheered up and keep me, moving. Mostly by being kind of a workaholic, As long as I can keep myself moving and not think too much about things, then I usually can handle it pretty well. But those moments where I stop moving, when I can't focus, that really becomes hard. And like I said, I won't take medication. I refuse to. Even if I need it, I won't take it. And maybe that's a dumb idea on my part. Maybe I really do need it, but I'm not going to, no matter what. A lot of people have told me I should see a therapist at some point, talk to a therapist, but I hate talking to doctors. I hate doctors in general. I don't like talking to people. And I don't know, maybe it's a pride thing. Maybe I just don't like any of the... maybe I just don't like the idea of being cured. Maybe that's my problem too, I'm not sure. But yeah, I suppose I really just needed to talk about this, and like I said, if this is something that you guys don't want to hear, well, it's a little late now, but you know, I don't expect you guys to have to listen to all this rambling and whatnot. I mean, this is very late. I don't even know at this point. I'm probably not even going to cut this up. I hope this is loud enough. I'm not talking very loud because it's late. People are going to sleep, and I don't really want them to hear me talking about this stuff either. And I'm looking at Audacity, and I'm not talking very loudly at all. It's very low, but I hope I can fix that. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I suppose that's, right. I don't, there's one other thing, I suppose, before I finish off with this, since we're being, crystal clear with each other right now, so. I guess sometimes, just talking about major depressive disorder, I feel as though, like, maybe this stuff could help somebody else. I don't know how, but I know there's plenty of people that are on the internet that talk about this stuff, and people say, like, it helps them to hear other people talk about it. I don't know, maybe the idea that there are other people out there like them gives them some kind of, I don't know, but something else I just wanted to talk about, just to get it out there, is just, sometimes I wonder why I do what I do, and I don't mean YouTube, or, I mean living. I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I keep staying alive. Like I said, I'm not really suicidal anymore. So don't worry about that, but it's just something that comes to mind every now and again, I suppose, and just something that I think about at night, and, I mean, I put so much effort into things. I try to work really, really hard, but it never seems like any of my work gets anywhere. I'm constantly working on all sorts of things. I'm a complete perfectionist, as I'm sure some of you guys have realized by now, but it just never seems to go anywhere. Nothing I do ever seems to go anywhere, and, I don't know. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, I guess, in the next part of the vlog. Yeah. Anyway, though, that's day 1 of week 5. Hey guys, it's day 2, week 5. I'm having my lunch, which is an 1/8 cup of rice with some spices, because spices don't really have any calories to them, so it's fine. So there's actually something I wanted to bring up why I'm kind of showing this, is that I've had some people in the past ask me when I bring up fitness or whatever, and I say that I know quite a bit about it, they always ask me, what foods do I eat in order to lose weight? And my response, somewhat jokingly, always is, you don't. Usually I do follow it up, but the joke there is that the problem that a lot of people have, and my brain is just not working. I'm having difficulty with any kind of commentary right now because of the lack of calories in me right now. But the sort of issue that a lot of people have is the idea that eating certain foods will help them lose weight, and that is absolutely false. It really doesn't matter what you eat. It only matters what your caloric intake is. Now, there are certain foods that you can try to eat to try to be as healthy or try to maintain as much muscle or this or that or the other while you're cutting or whatever. But when you break it down, when you get down to brass tacks, the bare basics of losing weight is not eating food. And I don't mean starving yourself. Obviously, you want to eat something, but you don't want to eat a lot of food. Eating and consuming, the more calories you consume, the fewer calories that you'll end up burning altogether in the end. So the more extreme your diet, the closer you get to starvation, basically, with your diet, the more calories that you burn, the more fat that you lose. Now, there is some downsides to this, obviously. Like, for instance, my diet right now is very extreme for someone of my size, being as big as I am, like 6'3", 200 some pounds. I got a lot of muscle, very heavy bone, so this kind of diet wouldn't be as extreme for a rather small woman. Would probably be okay with the diet I'm doing. You know, it'd still be kind of extreme for her, but it's extremely extreme for someone of my size. But because it is as extreme as it is, I do lose weight very quickly, and it doesn't matter that I'm not eating apples. I know that that's sort of a thing that I said I would do, but this is actually as many calories in it as an apple. I actually sort of measured that out. I calculated all that out. And so I just kind of wanted to bring that up. You know, it really doesn't matter super ton, unless you are like diabetic or something, what you're intaking. You can eat nothing but chocolate and still lose weight, theoretically, as long as you're, like, if you ate one piece of chocolate a day, wouldn't exactly be the healthiest thing for you, but you're not taking in that many calories, you are still going to end up losing weight. You know, you could eat cake and lose weight, depending on how much food, depending on your caloric intake, and of course, how many calories you're burning a day and that sort of thing. So, I just wanted to bring that up. I'm gonna enjoy my little rice now because that's all I get for lunch today, and it's kind of a treat. I have quite a bit of rice. I might be eating a lot more rice, trying to find different ways to spice it up without, you know, without adding like a bunch of calories to it or anything like this. This is just the salt and pepper blend right now. We'll see how that tastes, and maybe I'll do something a little different later on. I can't add like sauces or anything, really, just spices that don't have any like calories to them, like salt and pepper, maybe cayenne and some other things, garlic powder maybe, not sure. Just some spices that don't have any calories to them, really, so I can add a little bit and not have to worry about like consuming a bunch of excess calories that I shouldn't be consuming. So anyway though, guys, that's the end of day 2. Made of rubber, that wouldn't work. It's a very fair point. Even if it was made of rubber, that would not it would not work. Holy crap, guys! It's finally here. I ordered this online. This is it's actually the only one of the only one that I could find. Where's that knife, Josh? Where's that? Oh, it's way over there. Dagnabbit. Don't throw the knife, but pass the knife. Okay, so I ordered my favorite sword of all time online. It's difficult to find. It's not something that is, like, very commonly reproduced. It's a Japanese sword. I wonder if you guys can guess what it is based on how freaking tall it is. It is nearly as tall as me. I'm like 6'2", 6'3". The sword is about nearly 6 foot or about 6 foot in total length, something like that. I don't know anything about the quality too much of the blade. I know what they told me about the quality of the blade, but I don't know if they're lying to me or not. I'm hoping they're not. I'm hoping this is, like, you know, at least usable to some level. I'm trying to cut this dang thing while holding a camera. Not ideal, but you know, getting there.
Do you need a hand?
You want to hold the camera?
I mean, I guess I could.
Here, hold the camera. I got it on autofocus right now. Oh, geez, got it caught on my hair.
Oh, the strap has to be around my head.
Yes. Okay, so I don't know how good this thing is going to be. This is the. Well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to pull it out. If any of you guys follow me on Twitter, you'll probably already know what this is because I tweeted about buying this. Holy crap! It's in a really awesome, like, Japanese. Look at there. It's a little dark. Yeah, I can see a little flowery. Yeah. All right, cool. Try to get this thing out. It's in this really awesome Japanese box. Now This isn't made in Japan. It would be a lot more expensive if it was. It's just like a reproduction of an ancient Japanese sword. And I'm hoping, it says battle ready quality, you know, so it's supposed to be 1045 high carbon steel. That's what they say, so I'm hoping that it is. It's all that good stuff. This dang thing does not want to slide out. Come on. Come on, buddy. It doesn't want to come out. Alright, we're just going to have to rip up this box. Right. Okay, we'll get there eventually, guys. One of these
Maybe
days.
it can slide out now.
That was the record time of that. 6 more minutes. Alright. That thing only goes for 10 minutes, and then you have to restart the recordings.
Sounds like an Xbox recorder.
It's not fun.
Or PS4. I forget, I think they both have streaming processes, but you can only record like 5 to 10 minutes.
This thing just does not want to come out of there. Alright, come on, buddy. Here we go. There's a timer on like the top right.
I can see it.
I'm just pointing that out in case you didn't know where it was.
My soup is getting cold.
Well, I'm terribly sorry, but this is more important than soup. I was supposed to eat an egg, a whole egg, and look. I'm too excited for that. Here it is.
Holy crap, that is quite the box.
It's quite the box. Look at this thing. This is awesome. So long. All right. Let's actually open up the box. Oh my! It has a latch. It has several latches.
I mean, yeah. Keep the box.
I was not expecting this box. I wasn't expecting all this. I thought it was just going to be in the box. Like I was going to open it and there it was. It's got a stand for it, which I believe this is the stand. If I open this up, this should be like... This should be the stand here or something like that. And some parts, maybe. Oh no, this isn't a stand. This is a sword keeping kit here.
A little out of focus there.
This is a sword keeping kit here. This is some good stuff. This is like some oil for the sword.
Trying to get in focus here.
You can set it to manual focus if it's being too much of a hassle. I'm gonna have to look up how some of this stuff works because I don't 100% know how some of this stuff works.
Let's unsheath this thing.
This behemoth. Official weapon of the United States Kempo team. Alright. Got this cool little thing here. Oh, cool.
How heavy is it? I'm curious.
Oh, they give you instructions on how to use your sword cleaning kit.
Oh, nice.
Ugh.
How heavy is it?
I mean, it's... Not really. I mean, like...
Yeah, let me hold it for a second. It's a little heavier than I thought it would be, but, I mean, if you're really... I mean, it's steel,
I mean,
so...
it's a two-handed weapon.
Yeah.
It's high carbon steel. I know, not the traditional, material that was used for, ancient katanas or whatever, but... This isn't a katana. I mean, well, katana just means sword, so it is technically a katana, just...
Is that a styrofoam handle?
No, that's ray skin.
Oh, that's not...
It's ray skin.
It feels hard. From a look of it, if you can see on the
it
camera
does look
here...
kind of styrofoamy, but it's actually ray skin, which is the traditional way of making it,
Darn, it won't
I think.
focus enough for you to see, the little dots that are normally, in... Dagnabbit, I hate when I stutter.
You can't see the, little, texture there. You can't see all the texture on it. Get this thing out of here.
Down to 2 minutes.
That's fine. You just hold on. Reset the recording.
Reset the recording?
Yeah, just click the red button. Wait for it to start
Okay,
timing.
It's gone.
Okay, cool. Now we're actually going to pull this baby out. And if you guys know what it is, I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point, I guess.
I mean, not everyone's...
Unless you know the name. Well, if you don't know the name, then that's a problem, but okay.
I mean, some people might not know the name.
This is an Ogichi. I might be butchering the name, but that's how I say it, Ogichi. Ogichi or Nodachi, however. Nodachi means great field sword. Ogichi just means great sword. The Ogichi and the Nodachi are the same sword, it's just how you say it. So, let's see. Let's actually pull it. Oh, that is firm. That is rather firm. Is there a lock? I don't think there's a lock. It's just... Oh, there it goes. Oh, I see. It's got plastic on it protecting it.
This is not an indoor weapon.
It is not. No, it is definitely not. Let's actually pull this off.
Let me get a look at that steel.
It's got a really weird design on it.
Yeah, wait a minute. Whoa, careful, gosh.
I'm being careful.
Just saying, there's one wrong pull, and there goes my arm.
I mean, potentially.
Well, it probably wouldn't cut off my whole... Just from a light push, I'm sure it would just cut, like, into the arm. Alright, let me see. Let me get a little closer on that steel.
It's got a weird, like, texture on it.
Do not drop that on my toes. Let's see if I can focus on the... I don't think that's... I think that's just from the packaging tape stuff.
I think that's oil.
Yeah,
I think that's from... Yeah.
Yeah, that's oily.
Yeah, it's oil.
It's not a design, it's just oily.
That's to keep it, like... That's to, like, preserve the weapon. This is... freaking amazing. Look at this. Look at this. I don't want to, like, do any stances because there's no room to do any stances in this house.
How heavy is it without the casing? I mean, you definitely wielding that with two hands.
Oh yeah, this is not a one-handed thing. It was never designed it as
I mean, it didn't look that way. I mean, certainly. I mean,
feels slightly a little flimsy. Carbon steel is used for making spring steel, which is not the traditional method, but...
I mean, it's supposed to be a little bit on the bendy side because
oh, it is supposed to be on the bendy side. That's how spring steel kind of works. It just feels a little... I don't know. I'm hoping that this is a full tang. It's supposed to be full. Should be full tang anyway. This thing is just awesome. I don't have anything to cut, but I mean, if I did, I'd cut it right now. Like I said, this is it's a very difficult sword to get a hold of in general. This was a $200 sword. I was a little iffy on it. That is not the cutting edge. Let me get some paper just to test it.
might have to sharpen it.
I would hope not. They said it was supposed to be sharp. Oh, hold on. We need paper to... We need a blank piece of paper to test the cutting edge. Is this... This isn't anything, is it?
I don't know. Something about Mexico?
I just need some nothing paper. What do you got over there?
That's advisory board stuff.
Hold on.
I don't think that...
Grab that. That's that letter that Dad wrote. But he's already done with that.
I don't know if... Let's try something else.
No, he already read it and everything.
Here's like a...
Oh yeah, grab that crappy whatever it is.
Old Bible story thing. We're not using it now.
Yeah, just some dude carrying some grapes or something. Let's actually try to test the cutting edge of this thing. I mean, that's a little low for the cutting edge. Oh, that doesn't cut. Alright, so it doesn't really...
Need to work on that cutting edge, maybe sharpen it up a little bit.
Does not have... Not really all that sharp, not not sharp like a sword should be. So not overly impressed by that. But it is only a $200 sword, so that to a certain degree is honestly to be expected. That doesn't mean the sword is sharp. It doesn't mean that the sword isn't sharp. It just means it's not as sharp as it should technically be. It should be able to cut. It should be able to cut. If you hold paper to a blade, you should be able to sort of like pull, and it should just like cut through the paper. That's how you test a cutting edge.
That painting is really boring.
It is a really boring painting. That's a fair point. This is awesome. This should be the first like proper sword in my collection. I have a bunch of decorative swords, but nothing proper. It feels sturdier in here, but I would like to actually get a chance to test this blade at some point on something. I don't know what. Something. I'm gonna put it back now.
Should I stop recording now?
Does this method work? No, it does not. That works with like the standard, what people consider katana size, but does not work with an Ogichi. It's way too big for that. All right. Yeah, you can stop now. This is awesome.
Alrighty.
Red button.
Yeah. Boop.
Day 4, week 5. I'm having a boiled egg for lunch today. It's about 82-ish calories, a boiled egg. So that's what I'm eating for lunch. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to talk about today, so that's all. Hey guys, it's day 6 of week 5. My brain is not working very good at all. I'm currently in the process of slowing my diet since it's the second to last day. Slowing the diet will continue on day 7 until roughly around the end of the day, where basically I'll be off the diet at that point. Similar to the last time I did a cut. Well, not the last time, but the very first cut week. Only when I did that one, I only did a slowdown for the diet on the very last day, whereas this time around, I'm going to avoid eating a ton near around the end, where I'm kind of off the diet. I'm doing a slowdown starting on the second to last day. So basically, like, I take in a bit more calories, but still at a deficit, so that my body kind of feels better, and I kind of get to a point where I'm not like, by the time I'm off the diet, I just like, scarf down a ton of food, and then end up gaining a bunch of fat back by accident, or something like that. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I've just eaten, how much have I actually taken in? I've taken in, let's see, my diet has been 200 calories a day this whole time. I've only taken in maybe about 400 calories today. That's about it. I'm probably going to take in a bit more before the end of it, but my maintenance is like 3,000 calories, so I can eat a bit without too much worrying. But I'm going to try to keep maybe no more than maybe 1,000 or so calories today, something like that. We'll see how it works out. I'm not going to eat a whole ton, guys, don't worry. I'm just going to be eating like little bits here and there throughout the day to kind of like help my body's metabolism start working again this day and the next day, and then by the time I'm off the diet for the build week next week, I'll be all good to go. So that's all for today, guys. See you later. Okay, guys, it's the final day of week 5. I have lost 15 pounds, and I went from 40 inches to about 38.5 inches, so about 1.5 inches off of my waist. This is great. We're going to try to get into the build week, and this time I'm going to work really hard, and I think this time, since I'm really close to the goal, I'm going to go maybe 2 weeks building this time, maybe. We'll see what happens at the end of the next build week, but I'm going to try to go 2 weeks building, I think, and then we're going to go on one more cut, which should bring us down to 38, which was my goal. Anyway, though, guys, that's all for this week. See you next week, I guess.